My name is Craig Downey and my presentation today is on the Bitcoin currency in Canada and the specific risks of using or investing in the Bitcoin currency. At the conclusion of this presentation, we'll recommend whether investing in Bitcoin is risky or not. The contents for today's presentation as outlined on the PowerPoint. We'll first of all discuss what is Bitcoin. We'll then go through or talk about how it's different than traditional currencies. We'll also discuss how to buy and sell Bitcoin, and we'll briefly mention about how Bitcoin operates in Canada. We'll discuss the benefits and certainly the risks and failures of the Bitcoin currency. We'll come up with a recommendation, offer a conclusion, and then we'll have the work cited at the end of the presentation. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin was founded on January 3rd, 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto, a mysterious creator of the currency. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, which means it's a digital currency that controls the creation of digital units and has decentralized control. The Bitcoin blockchain is a public ledger that records Bitcoin transactions. The currency is created by Bitcoin mining that solves complex math problems. The chance of solving one of these problems is 1 in 13 trillion. And solving one of these particular problems also produces new Bitcoin. Miners keep the blockchain consistent, complete, and unalterable. As you can imagine, Bitcoin is different than traditional currencies. It is a decentralized digital currency. There's no single institution such as a bank or administrator to control the Bitcoin network, and the currency can be sent from user to user without the need for intermediaries. There's a limited supply when it comes to Bitcoin. There's only 21 million Bitcoins that'll ever be produced. The pseudonymity, there's no specific user identity. Immutability, the transactions can't be reversed, so once a transaction is completed, it cannot be changed. And divisibility, the smallest unit of a Bitcoin is 100 millionth. So how to buy and sell Bitcoin? First of all, you need to set up a Bitcoin wallet. The wallet is used to store your Bitcoin and is required regardless of your method of purchase. There are online wallets, desktop wallets, offline wallets. You can buy online with Bitcoin through a crypto exchange. The crypto exchange will buy and sell on your behalf. You can also purchase with cash, whether it be through marketplaces, wire transfers, and there are Bitcoin ATM machines available throughout Canada where your debit card can be used. Some background of Bitcoin in Canada. As of January 22nd, 2020, one Bitcoin was worth $11,298.20. To purchase Bitcoin, the fees are approximately 3.99% in Canada, and according to localcoinatm.com, over 140 Bitcoin ATM machines are available throughout Canada. So we'll talk about the benefits and risks. There's definitely an opportunity to make a significant return of investment on Bitcoin, mostly for those invested in Bitcoin in the early days. At one point, Bitcoin was worth almost $20,000 US. However, in this case, I would argue that the risks certainly outweigh the opportunities. The risks of Bitcoin, and here are a few examples. Computer crime, whether it be phishing and hacking scams, anonymity and the loss of assets, theft through ATM Bitcoin machines, high volatility and mystery of the Bitcoin market, and now the Canadian Revenue Agency, or Canada Revenue Agency, the CRA, is involved with tax and auditing. Phishing scams, as defined in the Management Information Systems textbook, is a form of spoofing involving setting up fake websites and sending emails, and this particular crime is the second most common attack on the computer. Typical phishing scams, as you can imagine, promises of very high returns that are unlikely, marketing or promotional offers, unnamed or vague team members, no white paper, so basically no paper transaction, unusual packages to invest with, no published code, and fraudulent trading platforms and brokers. One phishing scam that was mentioned on the Canadian Bankers Association website in 2018 was when a user would receive an email with one of their old or current passwords in the subject line. The attacker says they have installed software on the computer that has video of the user watching adult content, and basically they're hoping to scare the user into sending money. Anonymity, you may have heard this case. Cadre CX, a leading Bitcoin exchange, lost $200 million worth of customer assets. Gerald Cotton, the company's CEO and sole director, was reported to have died and had all the passwords with him. Millions were locked away in encrypted wallets, and this anonymity put it beyond reach of normal regulation. It's difficult to assume that these institutions operate under any regulations at all. An instance of theft in March 2019, Toronto police requested to locate 4 men suspected of carrying out Bitcoin scams across Canada. Approximately $195,000 was stolen during the 10-day period. Scammers were double spending cryptocurrency free at the ATM machines, and it involved basically canceling a transaction before it had the chance to be confirmed, and the accused kept withdrawing funds. And as mentioned in the textbook, this is definitely software vulnerability. It exposed a severe security flaw in some types of Bitcoin ATMs, and obviously these suspects were well versed in Bitcoin. There's high volatility with Bitcoin. For example, one day in December 2017, Bitcoin rose above $11,000 US, and on the same day dropped below $9,500. The drop in value appeared to be the result of a cyber attack, according to Anthony Diario, former digital officer at the TMX Group and Toronto Stock Exchange. Overall, Bitcoin has had steady appreciation, but it remains a mystery to investors at times whether it goes up or down. And the other aspect is there's a possibility that other blockchain-based computing platforms could eventually be more dominant than Bitcoin. And as mentioned, the Canada Revenue Agency has targeted users of Bitcoin. They're demanding tax payments are made on it. In a statement from the CRA, they're saying using digital currency does not exempt consumers from their tax obligations. So for the investor, there's the same risk of not being a regulated currency, but now they're subject to audits as well. So the recommendation, unless you're going to use Bitcoin just as a pocket change investment, it's not a safe investment and most likely shouldn't be your primary investment. As mentioned, there's computer crimes, anonymity, the loss of assets, theft through ATM Bitcoin machines, high volatility and mystery of the Bitcoin market, and now the Canada Revenue Agency has become involved. So in conclusion, Bitcoin is trending higher, but the future is definitely unclear. There's extremely high risk and possibility that the investment could disappear, and there's a safer investment through Canadian regulated banks and institutions. And before I wrap up, here are the works cited that were used for this particular presentation, and thank you for your time.